Hey everyone, and welcome back to At the Table. Today we're going to do one of our fun character builds. So we've done organization builds in the past. Today we're going to start a maybe 5-part, we'll see how many parts it takes, system on building characters that will eventually get voted on to become NPCs in our show Edge of Legend. But who we are? Great question. Let's get things started with my man, Michael Powell. Tell us who you are and where we can find you on the internet.
Hey guys, my name is Michael Powell, and you can find me on my socials, which are all at Mr. Kapow. That's MrKapao. And right back at you, PJ. Where can we find you?
Hi, I'm PJ. You can find me everywhere at pj.mcgaw and even Nat20 Productions Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Edge of Legends, which we are also going to be growing as we sit here and talk about which NPCs slowly and surely we'll make to fill the world of Edge of Legend. But now what we're going to do is we're going to open things up to you guys in chat, and this is going to be a super chill session. We're going to discuss NPCs to vote on and add to Edge of Legend. So I'm going to start things off by having Kobold, the Bard, because I love the idea of a Kobold Bard dragon disciple. It makes me laugh. Yeah, so basically what we're going to come down to is we can talk about generics. What about this concept? We can maybe even talk about it in depth if we find something we like. We can talk about class builds if you want to. Say, oh yeah, so Kobold, the Kobold Bard Dragon Disciple is going to be a level, I don't know, maybe like a level
5?
14, 16 entity. Well, level 5. I'm just putting this out there because what I want is to have this itty-bitty Kobold turn into a gigantic dragon and completely subvert expectations. But that's just me. Mm-hmm. What do you have in the chat? What do you have for us? Oh, kobolds are so cute. They're
honestly,
size small.
One of the things I do like about Pathfinder's 2nd edition version of the Kobold is they're actually useful. They have decent abilities and stats. They're not essentially mobs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're no longer. I mean, I'm sure if you look at a Kobold stats in a bestiary 1 or 2, their stats will still be very mobbish. In fact, looking at the bestiary, I believe their CR is rated -1.
Yeah.
I have to double check. Either -1 or -3. Their stats are still not great as a beast. However, what they've done is they've opened up the ancestry of kobolds so that now you can play that 1 in a million kobold who has had whatever adventure of their life they want and that they're growing from. You can, whatever you want to be. Let's see. Oh, looking in the chat here, their name is Scale. Oh, Reap Psyche, Scale. Is that the name of the Kobold Bard?
Cobalt Scales.
I like the name Scale for a Bard. That's, or at least, I'm sorry, a name Scale for a Kobold, for sure.
Oh, I thought you were saying the Cobalt was going to be their first name and their second name is Scale, so it would be Cobalt Scale, the Kobold Bard.
That's totally my thought. Okay, yeah, he says you got it. Okay, so his name was going to be Kobold Scale,
The Kobold Bard.
And I love it because it's kind of punny, because you could be scales like a dragon and scales like musical scales. I love that. Kobold, how do we spell that? That is S-K.
Like the metal, I think, right? I thought it was going to be like the metal, like C-O-L something, something, something. I suck at spelling.
I'm not great at it either. Now, I remember we talked about someone in the chat having the Smelverine. Do we want to build the Smelverine as an NPC? Oh God! Instead of Logan, their name could be Slogan.
Oh, it's actually Cobalt Scale. The actual his name is his actual race.
Oh yeah, no, I wrote that down. Kobold Scale, the Kobold Bard Dragon Disciple. All right. Well, Sydney wants us to build the Smelverine. Spriggs looks like they want the Smelverine. All right. Now, here's the question, chat. The Smelverine. Is his name going to be Slogan? Is his title going to be the Smelverine? Make them a monk and call them the Floverine. Slogan, I feel like it's a businessman. Maybe.
Or at
Maybe.
least he runs campaigns or something, like a campaign manager. Slogan Reen! You could trust in us.
Oh man, I love these ideas. Okay, let's see. Well, we have two ideas. We have the monk, the Floverine, and whatever the heck the Smelverine is going to be. Slogan the PR bard. I love that. Okay, that's kind of cool. Um, let's give Slogan a full name. Can't make everything a bard though. Yeah, that's true. But I love the idea of like, it makes sense as like a pitchman, like the Mad Men kind of show to be a bard. You know, your performance is your words. Sometimes you use a sort of magic on people to kind of make those words charm them or befriend them or maybe even get them drunk.
Or
So
maybe make them kind of like a master of ceremonies and go MC Slogan.
MC Slogan. Oh, that's MC Slogan. I feel like that's a rapper. I mean, I definitely want to have a rapper bard, but the problem is I feel like in order to make the rapper bard work, you'd have to either be purposely terrible or actually really good at freestyle rapping.
Time to get those lyric sheets out, PJ.
I'm trying to think now of a rapper bard. Let's just say their name is Slogan. So it's like, my name is MC Slogan. I'm the rapping bard. Don't go looking again, high or low again. I'm here. Nope, I got nothing. I'll work on it. I'll work on it.
But anyway, let's go in on Kobold, the Kobold Bard.
Okay, so let's say for the audience, what level do we think Kobold Scale, the Kobold Bard Dragon Disciple, what level should they be? I think they should be a stupid high level, so this itty bitty kobold can turn into a big giant dragon. But maybe we don't want him being that big. Maybe we just want him shooting breath and scaring people. What do you think?
I would suggest maybe making it at least up to 12 to 14, because you've been talking about it already. We're pretty much guaranteed Shape of the Dragon there.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, yeah. Because we get Shape of the Dragon at 12, correct?
Yeah. Shape of the Dragon at 14, actually.
Okay, let me double check on that. So Shape of the Dragon is at 14. Let's see what the Dragon Disciple shows us. Almost there. Almost there. The Dandy. There we go. Yeah. Wings of the Dragon. Yeah. Shape of the Dragon's 14. 16 would get us all the way up to Disciple's Breath. Yeah. Ooh. I love the nastiness there, Malice. Yeah. 13 is nice. 13 is good. It'll give us Wings of the Dragon and Breath of the Dragon, but won't turn him into a full-blown dragon. So we have to ask ourselves, as like a storytelling mechanic, do we want this NPC to be a teeny tiny goblin or a kobold that shoots a giant breath of fire and scares people? Or do we want this kobold to take it one step further and transform into a dragon larger than a house? Both are awesome. What does the audience think? Also, Reap Psyche, I'm definitely taking that note down about having a dice roller in the chat, because I think that would be really, really cool as well.
I'm pretty sure there's one out there somewhere.
Yeah, there's got to be. I know I've seen it. I've also seen dice rollers in Discord, but a lot of them are just bots that already exist that you unlock. Okay, excellent. So yeah, they're trying the Discord codes out for rolling. I'm not seeing it work.
Well, I think it's something you have to build into Steam Labs, I believe.
Probably, and we can definitely look into that. I'll make a note. Steam Labs for dice rolling. In the meantime, Kobold Scale, the Kobold Bard and Dragon Disciple. I think we're going to make him level 16, unless the audience believes, unless the chat believes that they like the idea of him just shooting fire as opposed to becoming a big dragon. Yeah, Mr. Mahara, I saw that. I saw we lost Twitch for a bit, but sounds like we're pretty good. I think I've destroyed the evil robot, PJ. So, level 16. It's going to be a level 16. What kind of dragon do we want to make this kobold? Do you want to make him a red dragon, blue dragon? Do you want to make him a holy dragon? Maybe one of the metallic ones, bronze or silver.
Can I suggest something? I want to homebrew
Sure.
it a little bit. I want to homebrew this a little bit. Let's make him a
Okay.
special dragon, and his ability is actually Sonic.
Okay. How about this then? We're gonna fully homebrew it. We're gonna fully do that, and I am going to use one of the many dragons in our world that people have not gotten to meet. They're dragon gods themselves. Spriggs thinks bronze. Bronze is electricity. I do love electricity. Might hold off on that for a bit though. So what if I'm looking at my notes here from my dragon gods? Here we go. So we want to do sonic sound, right?
Yeah.
What if we made that a part of... I got it. It's going to be Impetimat, the dragon god of force and will. Because what is Sonic if not the sheer presence of force? So I think we should make this dragon... I'll even put a note of that. Dragon god Impetimat, one of the children of Azamat and Tarzamat, who finds those in the world that embody great force, great will, great strength of mind, great strength of body. And this could be interesting because now we could figure out this kobold's backstory. So, is this kobold a failure? So much so that this dragon took pity and gave him this power? Or is this that one in a million kobold who said, "No, I will be top of the mountain. I am Kobold the Kobold. No one can stop me."
I like the latter.
All right. Yeah, Reaped agrees. He's swole AF. Okay. So, God of Force and Will.
Can I also add something here really quick?
Sure.
One of my favorite things, and I believe Ian would agree with me as well, we need to give these NPCs some flaws. The flaws make the character.
I think you make a very good point. First things first, I have to double check on the damage type. Is Sonic a damage type, or do they use Force or Thunder?
I'm not sure.
Because I know Sonic was like definitely one in first edition. So for now, we'll say Sonic Breath and Sonic Resistance. But if that changes to Thunder or Force, I think it still works out pretty well. Oh god, he does Sonic damage and he's blue, but is he spiky? No, Reap Psyche, he doesn't gotta go fast.
But he does
right.
like chili dogs.
Ooh, that could be a thing. Maybe he likes chili dogs. I mean, I'm just making a quick little adjustment on my paper here. 1 second, sorry. All right, so Sonic/Force Resistance and Breath. He's a level 16, and his story is that he was the greatest, the most willful kobold. Ooh, okay, I got some stuff here. But let's see what JDRD Stream put in there. Backstory flaw idea, even though it's kind of dark. He first discovered his power by accidentally injuring someone close to him as a little one. Kind of dark. How about, let me put this up. So Force and Will. What do you consider to be force and will for someone?
I would actually like to say one of his flaws, because maybe he has more than one flaw. People have multiple flaws. Maybe one of them is, while he's kind of he's pretty charismatic and everything, I want to say he's also pretty dumb, in a sense of Zap Brannigan dumb.
Okay, we can talk about Zap Brannigan dumb. I like that. So my thought is that kobolds are always shown to be subservient to a higher power. To a physically stronger power. Kobolds are kind of like goblins in that oftentimes if you ever see a kobold doing anything, it's because someone is making them do it.
They're
Whereas
followers.
What's that?
They're followers.
big time. Now, whereas goblins usually do it out of, I guess, a greater sense of chaos, kobolds actually do it for order. They're often written as needing sort of a voice of influence, whereas goblins are so crazy. Hobgoblins are the people that keep them on task when hobgoblins are actually present. So my thought is, this kobold, the kobold, is doing his best one day, and working under the lash or trying his best to not fail something, and maybe he goes off script. Maybe he says no to his overlord or whatever. Maybe he gets his own ideas. He gets his own instincts, and this gets him to not only rebel a little bit, but ultimately leave the Kobold enclave.
I just had an idea. Can I build on this idea of yours?
Sure.
Because he's a bard, and because he worked for a overlord or something, how about his job for the overlord, he's a jester.
Maybe.
And he's tired of being the butt of the jokes. He wants to be the hero that he regales his, overlord with tales of.
Maybe. Also, I want to take a moment to say, hi, Christopher. Mr. Mihara says that you say hello. I say hi back. Okay. Well, let's let the chat decide. Chat, what would you think is better for our kobold scale, the kobold bard dragon disciple, who worships the dragon god and Petimat, god of force and will? The rebel who strikes out on his own, or the jester who's tired of being the butt of every joke? What do you think? And we'll probably go with that for the further character stuff. Waiting for chat to decide. Also, I think we should figure out how he bards. Because, yeah, being the jester would kind of say, oh, he bards with comedy. Rebel reflects the willful thing. It's true. Absolutely true. I think that could be a good thing to note. Lol, how he bards. All right, we got 2 votes for Rebel. Do we have any votes for Jester? Sorry, City made me laugh earlier. So while they're doing that, Michael, what do you think would be the way this guy bards? Regardless, if he was gesturing before, maybe he's not gesturing anymore. Or maybe he's a rebel and he's doing something else. How does he bard?
I would say if he's if he's a rebel, what would be kind of cool is maybe like a trumpet, because I'm thinking that kind of that hornblower herald character. Or if he's a jester, I would go with a kazoo, because those are annoying AF.
That's a good point. Ooh, how about this though? How about we kazoo both times? Adds to the idea that this little annoying guy can turn into this giant dragon, and either way, he can still bard off of a kazoo. Let's see. Malice 1974 says storyteller. Okay. Mr. Mihara says jester is more fun to RP. Can be, absolutely, definitely. As the GM. Rebel seems cool. Does he always sing angrily? No, I don't think so. I don't think he has to be angry. I think a rebel is just a state of mind. I think it's a state of focus and intent. It doesn't have to be an emotion.
Kind of like the Firebrand Braggart, which, if you haven't seen that video, it's up on our YouTube.
Yeah, first episode is up with the Firebrand Braggart. Our stand-up comedian who hates hecklers. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if I want let me rephrase this. I would love a stand-up comedian bard. Love it. Don't know if it's going to be Kobold scale, but I would definitely want to revisit that idea of a stand-up comedian bard later.
If we do a stand-up comedian bard, I want to throw my hat in the ring and say, base him off one of my favorite comedians, Rodney Dangerfield. No respect at all.
If it makes you feel any better, I haven't quite put in the story yet, but I have a seed planted in my head for a Rodney Dangerfield lich. So I don't know when that'll be announced. I don't know when you're gonna meet this Lich, who's effectively Rodney Dangerfield. But imagine he's like, I tell you, I got no life in me. I swear, if I wasn't undead, I'd be boring. You know, something
I
like
would.
that.
I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. Oh, Sydney and Reap are both saying punk bard, a punk or a punk rock jester.
Ooh, okay, okay.
I still say
Hmm.
a kazoo should be his instrument, even if he's a punk. Like I just seeing like a punk rock kobold with a kazoo. That's just an
Okay.
awesome image.
Okay, I'm loving this. So here's what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, and they, thems, and fays and femmes. We are going to make Kobold Scale, the Kobold Bard Dragon Disciple, a kazoo-playing punk rock bard who is a rebel of his former master. And I love this because, oh my gosh, this is perfect. His dragon god is Impetimat, the god of force and will. So now imagine that this sonic breath, this force breath that he has inside of him, this sheer rebellious will coming from him. I mean, punk is a perfect marriage of those things.
All right, so are we going to choose some of the archetype abilities for kobold?
I think we can do that. Let me just get a few more notes here.
All right.
Instrument is kazoo. Gosh, the episode I released, Kobold Scale, is going to be it's going to be silly, and I love it. Okay, so here's the notes that we have for this amazing creature. Listen and be in love. Kobold Scale, the Kobold Bard, is a dragon disciple level 16. His dragon god Impetimat, the god of force and will, bestows upon him a sonic or force breath and resistance to the same. He hurt someone accidentally in the past with this budding power, as with this power came a great sense of will, of rebelliousness, and doing so he rebelled against his former overlord. We can say they happened one after the other. He rebelled against his overlord, and such an amazing act gave him this sonic breath to which he hurt his poor friend, not Kobold. Uh, After leaving his former overlord and realizing the power that Petimat has given him and the great purpose therein, he has found to harness the power of such extreme will and force can only come through kazoos. He kazoos everywhere. He has found a way to become a maestro of the kazoo, and with that great gift of maestro kazooing, has made the first punk rock bard band of himself only, because no one else wants to play with him right now. So yeah, that is so far the story of Kobold Scale, and now we get to go to, I guess, the quick build of Kobold Scale.
Let's just choose the archetype feats, if anything.
Yes, absolutely, because I don't want to go through all the magic. Oh gosh, choosing all the bard spells is going to get silly.
So for feat level 4, we have choices of Claws of the Dragon, Draconic Scent, Dragon Arcana, and Scales of the Dragon.
Yes. Now, I am seeing people talk about. I see people still talking about the Rodney Dangerfield Lich. Yeah, no, he's coming. He's definitely coming. Let's see. His kazoo has to be made out of the most metal material ever and studded with some crazy goth crystals. His claws are painted black. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Reap's like, he's definitely getting Liberty Spikes and like a dog collar and a black leather jacket. Like, the dude's going to be so metal. But he's not going to be as edgy as Shadow the Hedgehog. Okay, so it sounds like, do we want Claws of the Dragon? Do we want the extra magic? Or do we want the scales or the smell?
I would
Imagine this little
yeah.
boy. Imagine this little kobold boy. What does he have?
I would say if I had a choice, Dragon Arcana or Scales of the Dragon.
It makes sense because the scales of the dragon would give him more tanky ability, and he's a bard, so he's probably not going to be wearing a lot of armor. The Dragon Arcana would go to make his bard side more powerful with a ton more spells.
I would say maybe Scales of Dragon, and when he uses the Scale of Dragon ability, his Mohawk spike actually grows longer.
Ooh, I do like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sydney's saying
It gets more
scales. Grape
spikes.
Psyche's saying scales. All right, looks like scales is the way to go. I'm gonna make a note.
Hmm.
Um, feat 4 is going to be scales of the dragon. Now, here's the thing. I envision Quotamat because he is um, will and force. I imagine him being this sort of entity that's kind of translucent blue, right? So it's a blue color that has a lot of energy pulsing through it at all times. So it's always this like, how to put it? It's almost like plasma or an LED light. You know, that kind of bright blue that's
Yeah.
always humming and
Yeah.
pulsing. So that means this kobold is going to have these bright pulsing blue scales. I think that could be kind of cool.
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. And then the next couple ones are, let's see, the feat 8 would be Breath of the Dragon and Wings of the Dragon. Oh, and Shape of the Dragon. I think that's 6. Yeah, and Disciple's Breath then.
Yeah.
Kinda.
So I think now we can look into the bard class and figure out what bard feats we want to take. But I think for this specific build, we really want to go with that big glowing force breath.
Yeah.
Is that what we want people in the audience? We want to have the big glowing force breath.
I mean, at the very least, we know for a fact that he's definitely going to get feat 14, Shape of the Dragon. That's
Yeah.
that's a definite. That's a definite.
Oh yeah, because there's nothing like seeing this little glowy blue kobold with a punk rock haircut and punk rock jacket, and I can almost see him like one arm is covered in watches that he stole from people, the other one's just like I don't know, got like one of those fingerless sock things up to here.
Going like doing the Hardy Boys, arm sock things.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm seeing pyros and.
But
I
yeah,
want this kid to be my friend or bodyguard. Heck yeah.
But let's do this really quick because we still have to make a couple other NPCs for choices reason.
True. Well, I'll say this. We have about 10, 15 minutes before the show is to end. And the goal was once we got 5 NPCs, we'd have a vote to see which NPC becomes real. We don't have to get all 5 NPCs done today. If anything, we can build them slowly through other things like going into different classes. And we hope to see you there for those and hope to make them right along with you. So I think it sounds like we're going to go with Breath. The feat level 8 for Breath.
Mm-hmm.
Feat 8 Breath of the Dragon. And Wings of the Dragon at level 12. Let's build more next week. Yes, I agree. Let's build more next week. You know what? I'm going to skip Wings of the Dragon because he's going to turn into a giant friggin' dragon. So let's skip that. Let's make that a bard feat for level 12. And at feat 14, gotta take Shape of the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta do it. Shape of the Dragon. Shape of the Dragon. Now this character will be level 16. So that means he will get Disciple's Breath. So all the punk rock screaming all the time.
Yeah. All right. So do we got the stuff we need for Kobold the Dragon? Should we move on to the next one, real quick?
Well, let's see. The show will be done in about 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So why don't instead of going on to the next one, we flesh this little dragon out a bit more, this little kobold out a bit more, and we'll call it a day.
Sure.
So far, as it stands, this level 16 kobold, named Kobold Scale, the Kobold Bard. If you get tired of hearing the word kobold, I'm sorry. And Dragon Disciple, his dragon god that has blessed him is Impetumat, the god of force and will, the dragon of force and will. He has a sonic breath and sonic resistance. His story is that he rebelled against his overlord, tired of this method, and wanted to do his own thing and wanted to rebel, and in doing so was gifted this great power, but with it, the horrible responsibility of killing one of his friends, which further cemented in him that he had to go his own way. He picked up the mighty kazoo made of heavy metals and glorious dark and purple crystals and started his own punk rock band. However, he's the only member of the punk rock band, as no one else wants to play with him yet. At feat 4, at level 4, he took scales of the dragon. So his body slowly became covered in glowing, pulsing blue scales. And then eventually he's able to channel the energy of those scales into a big breath of scream and energy. And then eventually he was able to surprise the world by turning into a dragon of impediment. And then using that to basically breathe this sonic scream breath anytime he wants to. So, we have done most of a level 16 Kobold Bard.
I want to kind of want to add this, actually, if you don't mind. Can we make him sound like Billy Idol?
How about this? Because I like that he sounds like a rock star. What if we made him the worst version of a rock star?
Okay.
So what if he's like... What if he sounded like Tweak and Billy Idol had a baby? And if you know
Sounds
Tweak...
good to me. Sounds good to me.
10 points. All right, so now I have to figure this guy's voice out. So it sounded like... all right.
Gotta curl that lip. Gotta curl that lip.
Gotta curl that lip. Gotta get that deep kind of Cockney Central London accent. Like, oi, my name's Billy Idol. I'm gonna play White Wedding Day. You feel? Yeah. And then you make it kind of manic and high pitched. Be like, oi, I'm gonna play Wedding Day. Oh, you feel me? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna play. It's gonna be so good. Eh? There you go. That's how this guy talks.
I approve. I approve.
I also loved Reap Psyche saying that this individual should have a healthy use of middle fingers. I would like to take that Reap Psyche and twist it. He has I guess you could say, this kind of detached and uncontrollable tick for flicking up the bird. He doesn't do it because he means it. He's just like that kind of attitude. He's a rebel even when he's not rebelling.
We call him the rebel without a clue.
The rebel without a clue. Yes. I'm adding that in. That's great. Rebel without a clue.
So Reap Psyche basically goes, so Sid Vicious.
Yeah, I saw that. I laughed. Yeah, like Sid Vicious. It's like he's got physical Tourette's. How do you guys feel about physical Tourette's? I don't. If I make that choice to have this kind of rebellious manic energy, I want to make sure it's not coming from a place that mocks Tourette's. I know people have Tourette's. It's a very unfortunate thing, and I don't want them to feel like they can't be heroes. Do you feel that this is just a funny happenstance, or do you feel that this maybe mocks Tourette's, or maybe even empowers Tourette's to be punk rock dragons? Wait, Reap Psyche even rolled his eyes at the middle finger thing. Yeah, well, that's what happens, man. I'm sorry. Let's see here. I'm looking at the Bard now in the core rulebook. I would ask your friends. That's probably not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Not meant to be mocking in any way, shape, or form. Okay, cool. So let's talk about maybe more of a manic energy as opposed to something that could fall into more of a Tourette's
maybe he's
thing.
always on a sugar high. Maybe he loves sugar. He'll perform for sugary treats. You know those rock stories, like the one in Wayne's World, that they had to break into a sweet shop to get a brandy sniff bottle full of brown M&Ms, kind of like that.
Maybe. I'm also going to do my due diligence and kind of reach out to see if I can find a group of people that have Tourette's and see if they feel like having a Tourette's punk rock dragon is, if it's mocking or if it's empowering with a comedic twist.
Yeah.
But either way, I think Manic Energy or looking into Tourette's punk rock is not a bad start. And if they're like, yeah, we feel like that might be mocking us more, then we just kind of create more of this manic energy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Look into Tourette's punk rock dragon. Okay, so I'm going to look over the Bard stuff really fast. I'm not going to go into the spells because that's a headache. But it's not bad. It's just he's level 16. There's going to be a lot of spells. So let's see here. Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff. I think I will go into this on my own accord and create it for the NPC, but we have the gist of it.
Yeah.
He's a dragon. He's cool. And, yeah. So Added to the list of NPCs to be considered for the vote, when we do have the vote, will be Kobold Scale, the Rebel Without a Clue. And gosh, we're just only going to get more. So we'll see you tomorrow for Edge of Legend. It's Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you can't make it, please check out our YouTube, Nat20 Productions YouTube channel for more Edge of Legends that you might have missed and more At the Table. We'll be coming back next week with another episode of At the Table, asking you to pull up your favorite books, pull out a chair, joining us at the table.
Yep. Hey, PJ, where can we find you on the interwebs?
Oh my gosh, I was just about to get to that, but
Yeah.
I'm so glad you asked.
Mm-hmm.
My name is PJ McGaw. You can find me everywhere as pj.mcgaw, Instagram, Facebook, all kinds of places. And you can also find me here at Nat20 Productions. Michael, please, tell us where we can find you.
All right. You can find me all over the interwebs, such as my social media handle, which is at Mr. Kapow. That's MrKapao. That's Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Or you can follow me on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/MichaelPowDoesStuff, where I post up a lot of stuff that I do, such as recipes. This week's recipe is a garlic onion air fryer fries with a Scotch bonnet creamy mustard sauce. And I'm also on Toyzilla Live, which is a toy and nostalgia show that's on Thursday nights at 6 p.m.
That's right, and I may also be getting back with my friends at Arcana High. If you remember the channel Maze Arcana, we had a fun little tabletop role-playing show that took place in high school. So when I get more details on when your favorite half-elf with the silver tongue is coming back, I'll let you all know. But until then, thank you for joining us at the table, and we'll see you next time.